Hi, and welcome to the Vet Commune. I'm Marlon Lenard, and today we'll be going over GarageBand. Let's go ahead and get started. Select GarageBand down on your dock. Alright, we're going to start a new project today, so we're going to use the keyboard. Matter of fact, we're going to use the piano. So let's select piano and hit choose. We're going to name our project. I'm just going to name it today's date, which is the 2nd, 9-2-2011. Okay, unless you know what tempo you want your project to run on, I suggest you leave this here at its default. Okay, we're going to be going on a four count today, so we're just going to leave all this cool. Let's go ahead and hit create. I've already created a project named this date, but I'm just going to go ahead and replace it. Okay, now we're in the user interface. Today's tutorial is all about the user interface, so I'm just going to show you some basic simple things to get you going in starting your projects. So we'll start from the top today. Right here we have your first track. Now your track is where you put all of your loops, your instrument recordings, anything with sound will be put on here with your tracks. Now we only have one. If you want to insert another track, it's as simple as going up to track, new track, and you will be prompted. Now there's three different types of tracks you can drop in. You can start with a software instrument track, and through this you will be able to play instruments that's built in GarageBand. Say it's the violin, the cello, drum kits, anything like that will be played through the software instrument. Okay, let's move forward here. We have the real instrument. This is for a guitar, if you have a microphone that you want to hook up. This is all external. This is done outside of the program. Things that you hook up into your computer that you can play in GarageBand. Okay, now we have the electric guitar. Now this is for your guitar that you have at home that you want to, you have an amp. You can hook that up to your computer and you can go from there too. But typically we're going to use the software instrument and select create. Okay, now we have two tracks. We have two grand pianos. For this tutorial, we're not going to use two tracks, so we're going to delete one. Now that is as simple as hitting Command Delete on the keyboard, which is our shortcuts, or going up to track, delete track. Okay. Alright, now on our track we have certain buttons. Now all these buttons do different things. Let's go over them. Okay, we have the red button here. The red button enables this track from being recorded. Now if you disable it, your track will not be recorded over. Okay. This button here, it's the speakers to mute and unmute your track. The headphones here is a solo button. When you select solo, this will be the only track playing. The lock here is to simply lock your layer, so you want, accidentally click it or delete it or anything like that. And the arrow here, now this controls your volume and your pan. This is how you automate your volume and your pan, to fade on, to move your sound from left to right ear. You can do that, and the way you do that is select, turn it on. There'll be a green box in here. Then what we want to do is you can go a little bit towards this bar here. Now the more you put these buttons in, it'll be the more you can create different types of sounds. Well, the more you can fade in, the more intricate your fade can be. So you want to go down here, and your song will come in, slowly start to come in according to the levels you have your this bar here set. So it's a little bit confusing and complicated for right now, but I'm sure I'll put in other tutorials to explain that a little bit better. But let's move forward. Okay, here, this wheel here is for our pan. Now this allows our sound to move from the left ear to the right ear. Now no matter how you move it, if it's not automated, it'll be set straight playing out of the left ear. If you move it towards the right, it'll be set straight playing out of the right ear. But what we're going to do is we usually keep that even unless we really exactly know what we're doing. But let's go ahead and set that back to 0. This is your track volume bar. This does not control the entire project volume, just your track volume. Okay. Let's move down to the bottom here. This is a simple, add a new track button. This here is your clip editor. Anytime you drop a loop in, anything you record, you select this button, and it'll get into a little bit more detail to show your waveform, or if you record yourself, any key that you select from your MIDI keyboard or your on-screen keyboard will be recorded down here, so you'll know exactly what notes you hit. It'll even record in your score form, so any note that you play when you're recording will be put onto a music sheet. Okay. Let's go ahead and close that. Let's move forward. This is your master record button. This will record any track that you have selected. If it's green, it'll record if you're playing from there. Okay. This is your start from the beginning button. These two scan back and forward, and this is your play button. This button here with the arrows will simply cycle your timeline. Now, with that selected, you see this yellow bar here. You can stretch and move it back and forth however you want it. You select the ends to extend the loop any way you want, but we're going to go ahead and deselect that for now. Now here, this is your bar that measures your time. Now we have the first preset is your measures. So right now we're going on a 4 count, and it should go according to our 4 count. Let's go ahead and see that. Okay, 2, 3, 4, 2, 3, 4, 2, 3, 4. Okay, cool. So we're on a 4 count. I'm going to go ahead and restart that. Go back to the playhead, beginning of playhead. Then let's move up and see what else they have. We have basic time with hours, minutes, and seconds. Okay, and then we can even go up. Now this part here is simply to let you know what type of file your program, your project is. Okay, so right now it's set in C major. Your tempo is 120, and you have a 4 count. Let's move forward. And anytime that you play a chord with your external keyboard or with your on-screen keyboard, you'll have your chord, your notes that you're playing displayed here at the bottom. It's a nice little tool just to know what notes you're hitting at that point in time. Okay, and towards the right you have the master volume. Now this bar controls everything in your timeline. Every track is affected by your master volume. Okay. Now towards the right, everything here in the right side is your media pool. You have the eye, the human eye, I like to call it the human eye button. You select that, and immediately that opens your loop buttons. You can easily select these. You have drums, you have set vocals, sound effects, organs, piano sounds, anything you can think of you probably have in your loop. Problem is you can't control all of them. So when you want to get into controlling certain instruments, what you want to do is go down to the middle, lowercase I, and that'll open up your program instruments. Now since we have a real instrument selected, a real instrument track, we can play any instrument that's in GarageBand via keyboard. Now the way you open up your keyboard is go up to the top where it says Window, and you have two choices. You can either play with your external keyboard, your MIDI keyboard that you have connected to your computer by selecting Command K or keyboard in Window menu, and that'll bring up your keyboard. Now you do have this keyboard here, but you don't want to click. It's very inconvenient. So for those who don't have an external keyboard, what you want to do is click Window, Musical Typing, and that opens up your keyboard through your keypad. Any key, you don't have the entire keyboard at your own disposal, but you do have the power to control what octaves you want to play your keyboard at. You might have to piece it together to get your final project, but that's the price you pay. Let's keep it moving. The number pad here, the number pad on the top, it basically warp sound. So anything from 4 to 8 is a modulation. So let me play a note here. Sorry, go up in the octave. That's a normal note. Now let's modulate this. Okay, now if you want to turn that off, just go ahead and select the 3 button. Turn back to normal. 1 and 2 changes the pitch. Z and X changes the octave, and C and V changes the velocity. Now the velocity simply controls how hard and how soft you want your notes to hit. Okay, and the tab button is to simply hold the notes that you just played. Okay, let's go ahead and close that, and I'll show you some more instruments that GarageBand comes with. Okay, we have bass instruments, a bunch of drum kits, guitars, horns. You can read this and you can find out what type of things we have. But what you can do, what I found quite compelling, is you can go online and find jam packs. Jam packs are certain sound instruments, and certain instruments put all together into a collection that you can download and import it into your GarageBand and use those instruments, record them, and add them to your projects. So, for instance, my GarageBand didn't come with all these tracks that says bolded. I had to go and download those, but it just gives you a little bit more control of your project. Depending on what you want to do, whether you're a songwriter, whether you're an artist, or however it is, you do need a little bit more items at your disposal. So I advise you to go online and find different packs. Now, if you do visit my blog, I can probably upload a link where you can find the packages that I have. It might take some time to download, but they're worth having. Okay, guys, let's move forward. The last tab towards the bottom right is our media pool. Now, anything that you have outside of GarageBand will be there. So if you want to import, let's say, a song from iTunes, you simply click the media tool button here, go up to the audio tab, and you have GarageBand noises. This is our projects. Or you have the iTunes. Now, these are all my music from iTunes, every song from my iTunes, and I can simply click on them, drag and drop, and put them into my projects. It's easy as that. Now, if you want to upload photos, there's a tab for that. You can click that. Or you want movies, you can simply click on the movie that you want, drag it, put it in, and you can put a sound, you can put music, soundtrack over the music. Okay, now this is a very powerful program, guys. It should not be overlooked. It should not be surpassed down into dock, mixed between your iMovie and your Time Machine, or however you have it organized. This is definitely something that should be taken care of. Now, I'm aware that Logic and Fruity Loops and all those programs exist, but for right now, something basic and simple to let you get a little foundation on sound. This is a perfect program for that. So I hope you guys take advantage of this. Alright, guys, I might post some other tutorials based on feedback on this. I know it wasn't the best, but it's the first one, so cut me a little slack, guys. But thank you for watching this basic user interface GarageBand tutorial and visiting the Effect Commune.